And welcome to Getting Help from Uncle Sam, or if you're doing something in the state of Alabama, we say Getting Help from Aunt Alabama. You know, when you call government agencies, usually you're saying, I don't get any help. There's one in this state that's going to give you all the help you need. It's the Alabama Securities Commission. Our guest today is Amanda Senn, and you are the General Counsel with the Alabama Securities Commission. And Amanda, a lot of people, sometimes we hear the fact that something happens to them in life. And the old adage is, I'm going to forgive you, but I'm not going to forget. And for a lot of seniors that have been victims of things, it's hard for them to forget, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. And then it's that way with any crime, financial,
Yes.
physical neglect, or otherwise, and they don't forget. So we've seen, especially among family members, when a loved one may have been defrauded, families destroyed because of the financial exploitation or crimes that may have occurred.
And this happens more often than you would realize, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah, and it happens a lot more to older people, does it not?
It does, because older people, unfortunately, if we're lucky enough to live that long, will all experience some sort of diminished capacity, which causes us to not think as rationally as we once did.
Yeah, and well, the biggest problem, I think, at that point is we have to rely on somebody else.
We do.
And that somebody else better give me some examples of some good people that is good to rely on at that point.
So most elderly citizens turn to family members, close family members, children. I've certainly been a person that my grandparents turn to regularly, and I look after my parents. But if they don't have family members, even close by, a close neighbor, someone at the church.
Yeah, the church is usually very good, because hopefully they're not going to take advantage of you. However,
Hopefully they're not.
in some of the segments we're going to do, we're going to talk about some people that get into a church just for that matter.
It happens all the time, but I don't want people to turn to their church neighbors on the pew next to them and suspect them of financial crimes.
Right.
But it does happen a lot, affinity fraud.
And if our viewers have any indication that something is happening to an elderly person, they can get a hold of you people here, even though this is not your primary purpose. Your primary purpose is to make sure that financially they're not being taken advantage of. But if there's some kind of a problem, you guys have been very active in getting a lot of legislation done in this state to help elderly people. So you could help in that arena, can't you?
Oh, absolutely. And we work closely with the Department of Human Resources and Adult Protective Services, but we have law enforcement that specialize in detecting financial crimes. And oftentimes the financial crimes, there's also some sort of physical abuse or exploitation, neglect.
That's right.
Involved as well. So we'll get other agencies involved, but we are trained to look for the signs of financial exploitation.
And we're going to put the number up on the screen. It's the number for the Alabama Securities Commission here. If you have any kind of a problem, basically they're here to take care of things from a security standpoint, to make sure that you're not being scammed by anybody, because as they grow older, they become victims, don't they?
They do, yes. We're always available. Pick up the phone and call. We answer the phone during the hours of 8 and 5, and I know the Department of Human Resources has an after-hours number, and they have my cell phone number, DHR does, and so they can call us after hours if there's something going on that we need to get involved with immediately. But look after your senior citizens, guys.
That's right. Very important.
They've looked after you for many years.
That's well, that's a very important key thing you're saying there, is the fact that during the times when we were young, the parents took care of us, and they were very patient with us, weren't they?
They are.
Now the sad part about it is, as our senior citizens, our parents and grandparents are getting a little older, sometimes they're doing things a little slower, sometimes they can be forgetful, they need a little bit of help. We need to be very patient with them.
Yes, we do need to be very patient, and I have to tell myself that at times when my mother will call and ask a question about her finances or even technology, which I can't handle.
And then 10 minutes later, she calls again.
That's right.
Same question.
That's right. But
that's the key time to do it. Good. Well, Amanda, listen, we thank you. This is a very interesting thing, and we need to let our viewers know that the Alabama Securities Commission is a state agency, but it's one that was designed to take care of the people of Alabama from a financial standpoint. Their whole reason for being is to make sure that everything in this state is done in the proper way. And you guys have done an excellent job with that. I know there's been a lot of cases you've been on.
Yes.
Yes, as the
Got
general
a
counsel.
stack of files on my desk
Stack
right
of
now.
files, okay. So just remember this, give them a call. They're available during normal business hours or in an emergency. Again, you go to the
You
Alabama.
go to the website at asc.alabama.gov
Right.
or just give us a call.
Good, good.
Thank you.
And we'll be right back right after this.